All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to a live stream of Victoria 3. We're going to be doing it today, live streaming. I'm just going to live stream a bunch of stuff related to China's economy. I know the description of the video sounds all ostentatious and like I'm some kind of like super mega exploiter. But really, all I'm doing today is just trying to push China's economy as far as I can and to show you how the economic systems in Victoria 3 start to break down as you push the economy too hard. Now, before we get started, I'd like to remind everyone that if you like what you're seeing here at Counterfactual Gaming, go ahead and like and sub. Not just this video, but any video that you see in my catalog. I also want to point out that there will not be a sponsor for the stream today. I don't intend to actually roll any ad breaks because I don't know how to do that yet. But we're going to persevere as best we can and talk about Victoria 3 and anything else that comes up in chat, really. With that sorted, let's take a look at the game. Now, this save that I'm running, I've actually run this game a couple of different ways. And for those who keep up with the channel, you will notice that this is another run for China. And this is actually year 1901 on a game that was based on my using opium to fund early growth video that I posted a little while ago. It's the same game, I've just pushed it into the future. Now, having done that, I've discovered a few things about how Beta Patch 1.2's economy kind of works. And part of what makes the economy a little different, a little odd, is that some of the same problems are actually there in the game that were there before. They just take a different form now. And here's what I mean by that. Everyone who plays Victoria 3, you know about shortages of certain resources. Wood is a very popular example of a resource that's short. Hardwood as well. For some countries, it's iron and coal. And for many countries, and I hate to say this, lead. Lead becomes a big limiting factor. Sulfur is also up there on the list. Although in this particular game, sulfur is not a limiting factor for me because it's China. I have plenty. But I don't have an infinite supply of lead. Now, why are these resources critical? Well, this is why. If we take a look at lead, you'd think lead would be a pretty easy resource to come by, a pretty common resource, and it is fairly common on the map. You take a look at the resource map of the world, you can see it's all over the place. You don't have to be in special parts of the world to get lead. But lead is used, it's used in munitions plants, and that is a problem. But lead is primarily used to make glass. And glass is a big deal in Victoria 3. Let me show you how much of a big deal glass is. Okay? Glass is used in construction sectors. It's used in urban centers. It's used for just pops. Your pops just need it. It can even be used in food industries. Now, you can economize on glass in a lot of different ways. For example, if I go here to my different kinds of production methods for construction, you see I've got, right now I'm using steel frame buildings, which uses glass. There's iron frame buildings, which do not use glass. And then there's wooden buildings, which do not use glass. So I could swap to weaker construction methods to maybe economize on glass. And I could go to my urban centers And I can change that around and be like, oh, I can swap to market stalls or something else to economize on glass. But here's an important thing. And I'm going to try to explain this in the easiest way possible. Glass can be economized. So if you're just short lead, you can say, well, we just won't use glass for as many things. But if you notice, iron frame buildings will require wood if I'm not using glass. Wooden buildings will require wood if I'm not using glass. Urban centers that are not using glass will use things like, oh, I'm going to have to use other things, other resources. I'm going to have to still use wood for my market stalls. There's all kinds of things I have to do if I'm going to economize glass. And this is the important thing that most people are not immediately aware of, is that when you try to economize glass, you're going to use other things that are also in short supply, including wood. So let's talk about wood. Now, wood comes from not logging pants. Oh boy, that sounds terrible. Let's try that again. Logging camps, yes. And logging camps make both regular wood and hardwood. Now, hardwood is used for things like furniture, weapons. If we had access to war machines, we'd be using it in aircraft. Shipyards that use certain production methods use those. But furniture, that's the big one. If you want to make furniture, you have to have hardwood and regular wood. And you don't really have a choice. If I go over here and I look at my furniture industry, and here, we're gonna just click on a single furniture factory in Beijing. And we can see that if I'm going to make the both luxury furniture and the regular furniture that I want, I need regular wood and hardwood. And hardwood, that ends up being, sometimes it's more valuable than regular wood, but sometimes you just need regular wood as well. But wood isn't just used in furniture industry. It's also used in tools and paper and glass. Now you're saying, wait a second, counterfactual. You said you needed lead to make glass. And that's 100% true. Let's take a look at our production methods. Crystal glass, I need lead. If I'm going to use plastic instead of using lead, I got to use oil. But let's look at leaded glass and forest glass. Oh, those trade lead for wood, putting lead and wood, once again, in competition with each other. So if I want to economize on lead, I'm going to have to throw wood into the mix. But wood is another critical resource that you can run out of. Now, we shouldn't have to run out of wood. Let's talk about that for a second, okay? Wood. If I look at the resource map of the world, wood is everywhere. I mean, it is all over the place. It is insanely common. Now, there's tons of wood in parts of Russia. In particular, I want to talk about this state, Tver, and Moscow, Galich. There's a bunch of places in Russia that have Russian taiga forests with logging industry throughput bonuses. But even without those modifiers, there's lots of wood on the map. And you'll notice Russia has expanded some of their logging camps. I wish they would expand them more. Trust me, I would be buying that wood if I could. But wood is everywhere. Logging camps are everywhere on the map. But I want you to notice where I'm sitting right now. If you take a look, you can see I've expanded my logging camps as far as I can do that. Now, I could conquer more territory, but if I just was peaceful and hold on to my territory as it is, I've already pretty much extracted as much wood as I can. The only option I have at this point is to, when I develop electric sawmills, is to use electric sawmills. None of the rest of these production methods are actually going to help me make more wood. All they are labor-saving devices. Like, yeah, I can use rail transportation to cut down on the people I have to employ, but these are not going to increase the output of wood. They're just going to save labor. And if it's one thing as China I have, it's I've got labor. So when we're talking about these critical resources, once you run out of these critical resources, you start facing economic problems. And if any of you are on the Paradox Forum, you've no doubt heard people invoke the term Malthusian dilemma or Malthusian economics or Malthus in reference to the 19th century scholarly guy Malthus, who wrote about how the world was going to run out of food to support population. When we talk about that, oh wow, that audio sounds terrible. Let's try that again. When we talk about that, we're discussing the economics of Victoria on the forum. We don't just literally mean food, but we're talking about resources to fuel that industry, to fuel your economy. And because of the value of these resources and how important they are, and how even when two resources don't seem related, like lead and wood, they actually are limited substitutions for each other, you create a problem, or you become a part of a problem where once resources start to get stretched thin, your country faces a Malthusian problem economically, which is what we're going to be talking about today. Now, this save game is at 1901, and I want to show everyone a couple of things. First of all, I have a very healthy private autonomous investment thing going on. Now, do note I do have agrarianism in place right now. I've been trying to change that, but it hasn't gone according to plan. But even with agrarianism, you'll notice that my investment pool is doing just fine. I've got £1 million a week going into the investment pool. And you can tell my private constructions, I got 6 pages of private construction going on. Now, is private construction always doing what I want it to? No, but I can't complain. It's investing $1 million a week in construction. That's great. That is fine. If I can get even more investment using laissez-faire or interventionism, I will. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pass it this time around. But I want you to notice that where the economy is already, I'm kind of stretched on wood. There's not as much I can do anymore with wood unless I literally just conquer a bunch of other stuff. In fact, if we take a look at I'm the world's #2 producer of wood. I'm going to have to import even more. Now, I have some imports in place already, but you'll notice I'm scraping the bottom of the barrel in terms of imports right now. Like, I'm buying 10 wood from Britain on a trade route because literally I could use that wood. Okay? I'm already tapping out in terms of my wood. And this is going to start inhibiting my economic growth even now. What technologies do I have? Well, right now I'm picking up TrenchWorks. But what I need to start doing is picking up electric railways and electrical capacitors. In fact, that's what we're going to do. We're going to ignore TrenchWorks. When I made this save before, I was planning a conquest spree, But I'm not going to even try to get recognized by foreign powers right now. I'm not interested in doing that. I just want to get I just want to do some economic stuff and get my economy sorted out. So we're going to try and generate some electricity to improve wood output. Never mind all of the other benefits from electrifying my country. Having said all of that, you can see that we're already facing problems. I've got tool workshops facing wood shortages. I've got paper mills. Keep in mind, this paper mill is running out of wood. Wood is priced insanely high, and it's still making a nice profit. These 53 levels of paper mill, look at it. My God, it's running all kinds of profit here. It's insanely profitable. It's not like I don't have demand for these wood and lead-based products. I just don't have the resources for them. All right, electrical generation has happened. So, I have a whole bunch of other constructions going on. But we're going to stop all of that. We're going to do something a little different. All right, let's look at where I have unemployment. Do I have unemployment here? I have some unemployment there. Oh, I got peasants there. Unemployed. Oh, I got a ton of unemployed in Guangdong. Okay. So, I have the secret of electricity. Let's build some power plants. Here, we're going to build a ton of power plants here. And yeah, we're going to need some railroads. Here, we're going to put like 3 railroads there. And some ports. And then we're also going to build... Oh, 900 somewhat unemployed here. Yeah, let's build some more power plants here. I'm going to build some railroads here. Okay. And steel. What's my steel looking like? Because as soon as those power plants finish, I'm going to need more motors and engines, which means my steel need will also go up indirectly. Where are motors? Oh, motors are... You know what? We're going to find another place that has lots of unemployment. Yeah, we're going to expand this all the way up. Okay, now... And we're going to reprioritize everything I'm building. Welcome to my world. I don't want to stop construction on anything else, but yeah, I want to get electricity, but I need the infrastructure in place for the electricity. And here's my plan. Once we've got... Oh, whoops, I'm not pressing Alt. Oh boy. Boy, I look like an idiot. Alright, Alt-click to move to the top, yes. Once I get all this stuff finished, we are going to electrify all the cities, and we're going to electrify all of my logging camps. That will temporarily alleviate my wood problem, but it's not going to be a permanent solution. Not even close to permanent. Good Lord. You know, this is why we can't have nice things. I really just want all of this to be at the beginning of the queue. I don't want to stop building anything else. I just want this to be at the beginning of the queue because we want that finished. Ugh. The things I do to make a point about economics. You know what? We're going to run the... I wouldn't normally do this, but we're going to run the clock while I'm clicking Alt-click. Alright, Guangdong as well. So much construction. I don't even know. So much construction going on. Good news, though, that once we get all these power plants done, it'll probably be time to do another round of construction sector building. Although I'm going to reach a point where I can't make any more construction sectors either. And I'll readily admit it right now, We'll build construction sectors infinitely as far as I can, just because that's how I roll. Let's take a look at my budget. You'll notice my taxes aren't even that high. I'm sitting at middle taxes. I've got some consumption taxes going on. I have room. You know what? I actually have room for. Oh wow, I have way more room for construction than I thought. You know what? I'm not doing a good job playing. There we go. We're gonna add 75 more construction sectors. Click, 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 click. Clicking even more. Alright. That'll pick up the pace of... Now watch. I've probably queued too much, and it's going to start... The game's going to be like, you don't have enough glass to run those, and then I'm going to have to do something else. But just trust me. This is all going to make sense in the end. I've run this game actually a couple of times as I've been exploring different economic options. All right. And while we're doing this, let me see. Oh, the rural folk hate laissez-faire. The rural folk dislike interventionism. Let's take a look. Who is in the majority? Alright. By aristocrats versus capitalists. You know what? Let's try to put laissez-faire in. We're gonna try that. If the rural folk decide to rise under revolution, we'll do something else. Oh, good. The trade unions hate it too. Yeah. I'm not worried about the trade unions. I'm not worried about them at all. Okay, good. My construction sectors. Yes. Adding those new construction sectors has also meant that my investment pool has a little more to spend. That's good. We're going to let that creep up into power. Oh, the Journal of Philosophy. Yeah, I'm not funding this journal. I don't care. I don't care about that right now. What I want is wood. And that's something that if someone is making a clip out of context, that's the thing to make out of context. I also want to point out that despite the fact that we have a wood shortage, I'm also making tons of money on furniture manufacturers. You can't say that I don't have demand. Come on, build. At some point, I'm going to have to find a mod that will speed up Victoria 3 even more. Make it run faster for streaming situations like this. It'd probably melt my CPU because Victoria 3 has its own performance problems. But, you know, I really want to get this stuff built. 11 weeks to build those power plants. Hopefully that'll also be a nice shot in the arm for employment purposes. Cut down on those unemployed pops. Why do I have so many? Oh, they have standard of living. Wow, I have a lot of folks with standard of living below expected minimum. I bet that's coming from unemployment and also from peasants, which I'm working to get rid of. Also, at some point, I'm going to have to get rid of secret police if I can actually get it passed. I did try to institute multiculturalism and go with something other than state religion, but I've not been able to pass that. I've had a real hard time getting politics to do its damn job this game. I don't care about that foreign policy nonsense. Right now, the only thing I care about is getting these power plants built. Come on, power plants, build. Investment pool. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. I should point out that building those extra construction sectors did also probably raise the price of tools, glass, steel, and explosives, but what are you gonna do? And, okay. Now, we actually have power plants built. Now, I'm going to do something goofy here. But let me explain. these power plants just got recently built. They have nobody working in them because there's no demand for electricity hardly. So what we're going to do in order to make sure there's enough demand to actually cause them to do something, we're going to fire up electric street lights. I can't even talk today. We're going to go to electric street lights, and we're going to switch to public transport. And then we're going to wait a little bit and watch this start to take on employees. That's right. There we go. Yeah, see, now it's hiring people. Okay, good. Then, yep, okay, that's what we wanted to see. Now, I know even though I'm still building them, I know my power plants are going to actually hire people. Next step. Now we're going to electrify logging camps. Okay. And that should, fingers crossed. All right, there we go. Now, electricity can be used for a couple of different things. It's used for all of these manufacturing things, but it's also used for heating. So, we'll see how this works out. Oh my, did I overbuild? Don't worry, there'll be other things happening. Grant him permission. Time is of the essence. Let's get that passed. Now, once electrical capacitors are done, more things will start sucking up electricity. But with cheap electricity, some folks will also be using that for their heating needs instead of wood. Because wood can be used for heating needs. I didn't mention that, did I? We've talked about it in the context of manufacturing, but yeah, it's consumed by POPs for heating needs. And you'll notice that POPs are burning 7.5K of my wood every week. If I can make electricity cheap enough, hopefully they'll swap to that. I mean, it sounds silly when I say it like, oh, electricity's cheaper than burning logs. But no, really, it is. It will be. All right. What are you telling me? You can resolve shortages by increasing sell orders for electricity. We're working on it. Seriously. Why are you saying there's a shortage of electricity when these people aren't actually being employed? Come on, hire more people. Why isn't it hiring more people? Oh, because they're stupid. Oh, that's why. Hold on. Where's the railway? There's the railways. We have a bunch of railways in Guangdong that are not finished. That's why. Here, let me put them at the top and make sure they are getting actually finished. I think they're under current construction, but there. Prioritize them to the maximum. Then okay, once the infrastructure is in place, we should be fine. Oh, any day, guys. Come on, build faster. Yeah, that'll solve that little problem. Oh, by the way, I have fragile Unity problems because I still have not become recognized. But I already defeated the Heavenly Kingdom. They seceded and took southern China with them, and I defeated them rather easily, to be honest. I still hate that, though. Okay. Okay, are you not actually... Do you actually not have enough? Okay, yeah, you're still employing people. That's why you're not at full strength yet. Employ more people. Yes, fix the infrastructure problem. Do it. There we go. Yeah, look at that. So much more electricity. So much more electricity. You'll notice that private investment is also building a bunch of power plants too. But why are you building power plants in Guangdong? Oh, good lord. All right, private investment. Good job, guys. I don't think we needed quite that many in Guangdong, but we'll take it. Yeah, that's a lot better. All right, I am now the world's #1 producer of electricity. Yep. All right, now where does that put me on wood? All right, wood now actually is much cheaper. Good job, guys. The great days. Yeah, I don't care about that. Expand power plants completed. Yay! I don't want unlimited power. I want more research progress. All right. Wow, look at that. That really helped my... Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's actually... That is helping out immensely. Okay. So, first step of the hunt is completed. We've got electricity going. I think it's time to build more construction sectors. Yeah, build here. All right. I always put new construction centers at the front of the queue because they build so quickly, and when I'm ready to make more construction sectors, I really want more construction sectors. It sounds silly, but... Oh, wow, that went well. Oh, that went really well. Yes, Japan. I'll be more than happy. There we go. There we go. Yes, build. Build, my pretties. Yes, we're going to... Now, let's take a look at... Oh, yeah, look at that investment pool. It's doing a lot better. It's doing a lot better. Although I notice that my infrastructure isn't that great. What state is this? Is this Western Hoop? Oh, that's because the... Excuse me. That's because we're still building those. They're not done yet. There's no way to speed up railroad construction beyond... Yeah, beyond the road maintenance thing. With the state construction modifier. So, yeah, hold on. We'll get those construction sectors done. Yeah, I might have to build even more, but I'm going to let them fill up with workers for a second and then see where we're sitting. Because if steel or glass or tool prices increase too much, I might need to build some more of that. Yes, that's right. Cheap electricity. Make more. We need more power. Yeah, there's the... Also the... Yeah, there's the more electric motors. Okay, good. We got motors happening. Alright, reinvestment. Looks like I could use... Prices on tools, glass, steel, and explosives aren't doing too bad. Alright. Let's make it more powerful. I had expected there to be a problem with steel, glass, and tools by now, but maybe not. Formosa, King High. Yeah, I don't want those farms built. Build me more construction sectors. Yeah, there we go. That's what I want to see in my investment pool. Build more. More. We must build more. All right. Oh, yeah, you don't have enough infrastructure yet. That's why you're not you're not really connected to my. Yeah, it's going to be a couple of weeks and then it'll be fine. Let me make sure. Let me double check something. Okay, yeah, we have subsidies on all railways. For those of you who aren't familiar, railway subsidies are kind of important. This is tangential to like late game economics, but railway subsidies are kind of important. You can see I'm paying $304,000 in railway subsidies. Because I've not found any way to have railways that are both profitable and that actually provide the requisite infrastructure for states. I've tried all different kinds of techniques to make railways profitable and provide requisite infrastructure, but I can't ever make them work that way. If I had a different setup with my economy, I would probably be running them as government run, but whatever, what choice do I have? So if you're a new player, or even a moderately experienced player, and you're saying to yourself, I can't make my railways profitable without them destroying the infrastructure in my states and causing economic problems, you are not alone. I have the same issue. That is why I'm paying $340,000 a week in subsidies to my railroads, because I would rather have my states have enough infrastructure than I would rather have profitable railroads. All right, labor movement unlocked. Well, isn't that nice? I do not want poor laws. I do want old age pension, but that is not on the table politically. No. Guaranteed liberties. Who would oppose this? The petite bourgeois and the armed forces. Oh, they don't like that. Let's try. Let's see if we can pass guaranteed liberties. Because with guaranteed liberties in place, I should be able to bring down these number of radicals. Yay. Reform Association. Now, hold on. Let's check my politics. No, that'll take me down. So I want to be at legitimate government. So we're going to sit here with the industrialists and the literati in place. And we're going to have guaranteed liberties. Okay. That will work. What do you want? Yes, I will take trade agreements with anyone. Why would I take trade agreements with anyone? Well, I want trade agreements with anyone because right now I want to be able to vacuum up any resources that these people have. Import route. Give me more resources. If I could, I would implement free trade, but no one's going to vote for that right now. Railways. Okay, I'm going to get through all of this building, and then it's going to be time to build some government stuff, because I'm starting to have issues with tax collection, as you can see from the tooltips. I have a number of unrealized taxes. Kind of driving me nuts. Oh, do I want to increase health care? How much would that cost me? Yeah, let's do that. I have the bureaucracy. Let's go ahead and increase health care. If you're looking at the screen, you can also tell that I'm building a ton of ports. This is because my convoy count is way too low for all the trade that I'm doing. So I can get some infrastructure and some convoys in place by building ports. Now, here's where railroads and ports are both different and unfortunately the same. Ports are funded by the government. You as the player are paying the bills on those. On the employment side and on the resources that they draw in. In this case, clippers. So, anytime you build a port for infrastructure, you are guaranteeing that it's going to cost you money. Whereas with railroads, it doesn't actually cost them money. It doesn't cost them money necessarily, because hypothetically, railroads could be profitable. But as I just said earlier, railroads. Oh my construction queue is actually. Hold on, I need to add some stuff to it. But unfortunately, because you're going to end up subsidizing railroads, railroads end up being a drain on your government purse anyway. But on the other hand, they are sometimes profitable, and in some cases they're profitable. So, okay, that one's actually still under construction. This one's actually under construction. Okay, here we're going to add a couple to that. Okay, most of these are fine. It's the taxation capacity that's killing me. And so I prefer railroads because I can at least, they end up costing less and might turn a profit, whereas ports are always going to be a drag on your taxes. But railroads don't produce convoys, so if you want to actually move goods overseas, you gotta have ports. Okay, so let's add some government buildings. Good lord. Some of these places really don't have enough. I can't believe I have to do this. I know there's some people that use the auto expand feature, but I've never seen that auto expand works well with government buildings. And that's kind of, with a country like China, that's kind of what I need. Oh wait, this one just got completed. We're not gonna build that one. Because, like, you have to do a pass every once in a while and just be like, oh, I need 50,000 government buildings because I'm not collecting taxes effectively. And we're not talking early game. If you started in the early game, you just literally don't have enough government buildings to collect the taxes China deserves, but you also don't have enough people to actually run it. Here, it's just my population has grown and suddenly I don't have enough government buildings, and I've got to go through and build those government buildings and take time out of my busy schedule constructing them and take time out of my construction pool to construct them. So much construction. And I know someone watching this right now is saying to themselves, well, you could swap to a different kind of bureaucracy, but I'm already using appointed bureaucrats for the increased taxation capacity. And there's literally, like, taxation capacity is what's killing me. There's nothing more I can do in terms of scamming better laws to make this any easier for me. I just have to go through and build the dang things. And it's kind of a nuisance, but like all that tax income could be translated into more construction, so yeah, I kind of need to do it. Okay. There we go. Now that's also going to put a draw on my paper industry. Let's take a look. Do I need more paper? Oh no, paper's down here. That'll be fine. So we're going to just let that build. What's my... Now, you may notice something happening with the investment pool. The investment pool is only spending 1.4 million a week, and it's starting to... The size of the investment pool, there's a current stash of cash in it, and it's growing larger. There's been an ongoing debate on the Paradox Forum about how this functions. I won't bother you with the details of it, but the short version is there's either a problem with the investment pool or a problem with these tooltips, or there is some kind of hard-coded limit on how many buildings per tick the autonomous investment can actually do. I've taken China up to 13,000 construction points, and the most I've seen laissez-faire utilize is around 2,500, despite having an investment pool with 17 million pounds in it. I don't have an answer for that. I don't know if it's the UI that's buggy, tooltips that's buggy, autonomous investment that's buggy, or if there's some kind of limitation in the system. But I did want you to be aware that some of you might be thinking, oh, counterfactual, you need to expand your construction sectors even more so that your investment pool can make better use of it. But no, that's not me. That's literally, there's just, it won't utilize it anymore. And that number is going to keep getting bigger. Yay, enlistment offices, which is a tech I don't care about. I guess I can conjure 3,500 battalions of men using militia right now. Yes, yes, that's what we need. Come on. Come on, government buildings. Get built. Once these government buildings are built, I'm going to see where paper usage is and decide if I need to make more paper. I think I'm at the limit on lead already, but let's take a double check. Can I build? No, all the lead mines are tapped as far as they can be tapped. I've got the most advanced PMs my tech allows. Hypothetically, if I had diesel pumps, I could squeeze a little more resources out of it, but I don't have diesel pumps yet as a tech. And let me mouse over that again so that you can see the tooltip. Even if I did have diesel pumps right now for all those lead mines, I would only get another 1,300 lead out of them. I don't have enough lead mines to make a difference. Now, it would make a bigger difference with things like iron, like ridiculous coal reserves, my sulfur, like all that would be better. Okay, hold on. We are running out of stuff in my build queue. Alright. Now, let's check Beijing. Beijing has unemployment. So, we're going to build some steel. We're going to build some arts academies, because we're always going to build arts academies. We're going to build some paper mills. We're going to build some motors. We're going to build some glass. And we're still not getting full tax collection, so we're going to build some tax collection. Do I need... I don't need railroads. Okay, so we're going to let that continue. I have grass is greener and encourage manufacturing on Beijing. So I need to make sure I keep the unemployment down so that more people will be attracted to migrate here. I'm trying to centralize Beijing into kind of like a mega manufacturing area. In about 5 more years, I'm going to have to stop doing that because it'll be easier to just build factories in other places. But for right now, that's what I want to do. Oh, look at that. That's so cute. We need to build more there. Yeah. There we go. And for those wondering, I'm tapped out on innovation. I can't innovate anymore right now due to my literacy. I'm doing the best I can with literacy, folks. I really am trying. But I just haven't discovered... I don't have the right combination of laws and discoveries to improve on that. At some point, I'm going to have to get rid of religious schools, of course. But we're not ready to get rid of religious schools just yet. Because I really want to get guaranteed guaranteed literacy. I want guaranteed liberty in place so I can cut down on all the radicals that I have. Yeah, unemployment's going down. I still have a ton of peasants, but there's nothing more I can... That's just going to have to go away as a matter of course. Now, the big disadvantage with laissez-faire is I can't tear down any buildings. So, like, I'd rather turn all of these things into dye plantations, but I can't. So I'm just going to have to manually add some dye plantations. Let's see. Yeah, they're going to need some infrastructure to make that work. Here, we'll add 10. Rubber mastication. Well, that's great. Does it do me any good? Because I don't really produce rubber, but that's okay. Maybe one day we will. Healthcare, level 4. Good job, France. You colonized that area. You go right ahead. There we go. Yeah, there we go. I need dye. I could also use more opium, but I'm sort of tapped on opium. I really can't fix that. Good lord, I have a ton of unemployed people here. Why are you still here? Go move to Beijing where the jobs are. They won't do it, will they? Alright, fine. Let's build some stuff here. Okay, you want to build some power plants here? Fine. I'll build some power plants here. We can use some more steel, so let's build some steel. And what else could we use? Furniture. So let's build some more furniture. There. Isn't that nice? You know what? Just for safety, we're going to add 10 more. There we go. Now, even though I'm burning 3. I still have unrealized taxes. Why do we still have unrealized taxes? I built so many things. Alright, so Nanjing needs more government buildings. Nanjing needs government buildings. Formosa. Henan. Good lord. So much government building. And I'm probably going to need to do even more once this round is done, but I don't want to get into a building frenzy. Because I've really screwed myself up before by building too much government stuff. I do love how my bureaucracy is, like, off the charts. Just like, well, you know, can we afford the bureaucratic cost of something? Like, no, really, I can afford the bureaucratic cost of anything. Come on, pass guaranteed liberties. Do it. Pass, fingers crossed, and... No, we got a bad event. Do I want to cut through the red tape? Yeah, because it's going to cost me bureaucracy. But you know what? I have plenty of bureaucracy to give. Do not care. Yeah, we're working against the system. I don't care about that. Textile mills in Shandong. Oh, we're already facing lead. Oh, we're facing lead shortages. Now, let's see. Can I import any more? Sure, let's import all this stuff. Not gonna matter, but this is even at a production penalty, but we're gonna import it anyway. Just to get those glass works running. Now, this is what I was talking about before. We still have plenty of demand for glass. We have plenty of demand for the porcelain I'm making from them, because boy am I making a ton of porcelain using the bone china production method. If anyone in the world would be producing lead, I will buy it up. If I could build more, if I could dig more lead mines, I would do so. But I can't. So I'm kind of stuck at an impasse where even though I'm about to add 50 levels of glassworks in Shandong, they are not going to do a whole lot. Although, in fairness to the game and in fairness to me, they will still employ some people because demand for glass and for porcelain are both high enough. Trade agreement, sure, I'll do a trade agreement. It's still making it profitable, even though we're literally facing shortages of lead. I mean, I won't pretend that the 25,000 glass being processed through my construction sectors isn't helping pull that along. Good job, investment pool. Keep investing. But it'd sure be nice if I had some lead that I could exploit or buy. And this is the Malthusian problem that's going to affect the late game. Anyone in Victoria once you get past a certain economic point. And I don't know if I want to call this a flaw in the game's economy so much as like it's like a problem with the structure of the world's economy. Because if we take a look at lead, here, let's just pull up lead on the map. Okay, so there's lead in other parts of the world. Are these people making any lead? How you doing? No. 1 out of 45. Now, that lead mine is fully employed. That lead mine is fully employed. Okay, so some of these lead mines are fully employed, but not all of them are fully employed. Like, there's a lead mine there. They're still building it up. I'd import that lead if I could, but I can't. And so the question we have to ask ourselves is Victoria 3 realistic in its application of resources on the map? Alright, I'll take 15% enchantment success. Enactment success. That'll help pass the law. But is Victoria 3 providing enough basic resources on the map to utilize? And are we as players just getting ridiculously like carried away with our ability to scam the economy, so that in real life there wouldn't have been these kinds of resource shortages, but because I can produce 5 times as many products as our historical counterparts, I face resource shortages? Or does the game just need more resources on the map? And I don't have a good answer to that question. Because part of me wants to say, well, no, you'd obviously you need more resources. The world should not literally just be running out of wood and lead. But on the other hand, I mean, you know, shouldn't it be running out of, like, is the world running out of lead? I mean, look at Russia. They have fairly advanced PMs in place. I would sell Russia the coal and the motors if they would just exploit this lead mine to the fullest. And then I would buy their lead, and I would use it to make glass, and I would sell them the glass even. You know what? I'd sell them the glass. Because I'm already the world's #1 producer of glass. I almost have twice as much glass as Britain. If I could produce another 10,000 glass, I would. And then I would be more than happy to sell some to other people. Just exploit those lead mines, Russia. I'll buy the lead. But you're not doing it. You're not gonna do it, are you? You won't do it. It's just right there. And that lead mine is making a profit. Look at it. It's a level 3 lead mine, and it's making almost $5,000 a week in profit. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is here. I do know, though, that this problem of not enough resources begins to create what I called in Victoria 2 late game economic malaise. And we have late game economic malaise in Victoria 3, but it comes from a sort of different problem. Uh-oh, my construction sectors are starting to look idle. Let me... Wow, you still have insufficient taxation capacity? Jeez, come on, guys. Ugh, you know, I really tried. I'm really trying to be a good boy. Okay, they're still building this. Alright. How about low market access? Okay, low market access is fine. I have a bunch of unproductive... You know what? Hold on. Let me tidy this up while I'm talking. Late game economic malaise. In Victoria 2, you'd face economic problems where in the late game the economy would just refuse to grow. And part of that was, it was a multifaceted problem. Part of it was because there were some resource issues, but part of it was because the money supply in Victoria 2 was static within the framework of precious metal mines. And what I mean is, the game would generally not create money out of thin air, and it would not remove money out of the game and make it disappear. All of the money supply in the game was either there at the start or was created by precious metal mines. Late game economic malaise in Victoria 2, part of the problem would be, as you get to later in the game, money supply would not increase as fast as the economies would, leading to deflationary problems. Now, that's not a problem in Victoria 3 because the devs have freely stated that, yeah, no, money is just sometimes injected into the system or taken out because they realized that the system in Victoria 2 had its problems. Okay. So, what's causing late game economic malaise here? Well, there's multiple things. One of them is, as I've identified, this resource problem where there's just not, like, enough of certain resources. But another issue that we're going to see at some point is that their demand starts to flatten off. Now, you would think, oh, as long as we can keep employing people, demand should continue to increase as standards of living increase. But the reality is, and I might show this to the stream later, I got a save game from like 1920 something, this game. Yay, guaranteed liberties, all right. Can we swap? Nobody will support better religious schools. Nobody will support a better tax scheme. Ugh. hold on. Let me pause. Let me see who would support private schools. That's only supported by the industrials. Who would support public schools? Only supported by the trade unions. Okay. Proportional taxes. Supported by the armed forces and the petit bourgeois. Could I include the armed forces? No, I don't have a good option for including them. That won't tank legitimacy. Well, I guess we're done passing laws that I want right now. Okay. So, to continue on. But you reach a point with demand where there's not enough demand to cause the prices of finished goods to increase at the same rate as the cost of the required resources to make those goods. So even if you have, say, increasing demand, if demand goes up by 20%, it's not going to be 20% more profitable to produce those items. And you reach a point where there's more demand, but factories can't employ anyone else to be more profitable because of how resource costs are working. And then you reach a point where you're like, oh, well, I can build all the factories that I want and I have labor, but I have some demand, but not enough demand to drag more labor to those factories. It's a problem that can be partially solved through imperialism, but I don't know why it shows up in Victoria. And I know that in Victoria 3. And I know that somebody out there with a better understanding of economics can probably look at a spreadsheet and go, okay, here's the problem in the game. But it's not just like a real world economics problem. It's tied to like how some of the mechanics of the game are functioning. Like, I still got peasants here. That's labor I could employ profitably, right? Like, oh, let's get those peasants out of the peasant business and get them onto real jobs. But I want you to look at what these peasants in this state are producing right now. Huh, look at that. They're producing 87 wood. And they're producing 87 fabric, and they're producing liquor and grain. Now, I can find other ways to produce liquor and grain, but you take a look at wood, and you're like, wait a minute. Oh, wait, subsistence rice paddies? That's 3,000 wood a week from rice paddies. That doesn't seem like a lot, but if I got rid of all my subsistence farms, it would crash the economy. Because subsistence farms are able to produce wood out of thin air. No logging camps required. In fact, prior to patch 1.2, I played a game as China, No Conquest, similar to this game where I'm not conquering anything, where I started destroying farms specifically to put people back on subsistence farms so they would make wood, because I couldn't get wood from anywhere else. I didn't actually queue up any production. Hold on. You know what we're going to do? I'm going to go through and see, can I make any more dye? Yeah, let's do some dye. Nope. Now, if you don't know what I'm doing here, it's going to be really hard to see. But when I queue more than a certain amount of dye plantations, you'll notice that arrow starts turning red. And that's because there's a bug in the UI where it'll let you manually queue up things for construction that go past the limit. And then when it goes into your production queue, it'll just sit there and not produce, but it'll take up a spot in the production queue because the game's like, well, you can't build that there. But you already ordered that production. So sometimes I'm having to look at that and go, like, see right there, oh, it's red. Oh, I'm going to back it off because that's too much. Nope, back it off. It's a beta patch. That they're not ready to release it yet. I'm not blaming Paradox for that, but I am trying to explain my weird interaction with the UI here. Okay, that one actually didn't even have that problem. Yeah, we're gonna make a lot of tea because tea is actually useful. Okay. But I guarantee you, as I begin to build those tea plantations complete, I'm gonna lose wood. My wood production is gonna go down, and it's gonna cause other economic problems. I have to say though, kudos to autonomous investment. It is doing its best. It's investing 1.48 million a week in construction projects. And my tax problem seems to be fixing itself. Excellent. Excellent, excellent. In fact, can I remove the tax on... Yeah, we're going to remove the tax on tea. See if I can help get that standard of living up a little bit. I know that seems silly, but someone's saying, no, you should take the tax money and construct faster. But I really want some standard of living increases to stimulate some demand for some products. I don't want to expand my construction sectors too much further. Oh God, I've got 1.61 million unemployed people here. Oh jeez. Okay. All right. This is a problem I can fix. I can fix this problem. Now, let's take a look at my market. Alright, what is the goods that are most demand? Oh, liquor. Demand for liquor is kind of high. Glass, I can't really make more glass. Paper. Wine. Art. Okay, you know what? You know what we're going to do? I said I wanted standard of living to go up. I think I'm going to mean it. So what we're going to do, we're going to build yet another food industry. We're going to build a big food industry right there. We're going to turn a lot of that grain, that's where the price isn't too low, or is it too high, into food, but it's going to be luxury food that's going to be relatively inexpensive. And we're also going to build... I can't. Steel? Yeah, let's build some steel. Alright, let's see if that'll soak up that labor. Yeah, we're going to see if we can soak up the labor. Because while peasants aren't that gainfully employed, they at least produce wood out of thin air for nothing. But the unemployed, I need to get them taken care of. I want them out. Now, why don't now, those of you who are familiar with China's start in the current patch will notice that you start with poor laws. And I removed the poor laws because I was spending a whole bunch of money on them in the 1850s for not a lot of benefit, when I would rather have just had people be pissed off and unemployed until they got jobs, because I was feeding a lot of jobs. Now, I don't want poor laws. I want old age pensions in place, because it'll increase dependent income and it'll pull people out of my workforce, which is what I would rather have happen. If I could get people to retire early and take part-time jobs as Walmart greeters, that would be better for my economy. Because as you can see, I have plenty of labor. I don't need excess labor in my economy. In a different situation, I might want something different. But right now, no, I want those people out of the workforce. I want the elderly out of the workforce and semi-retired, so that they can make room for other employees, and I'll be willing to pay for the privilege. That's right. Build those tea plantations. Build. Oh, a duel? Yeah, let them fight. I don't care. Alright. Shanxi. There we go. Yes. Build more tea plantations. Build them. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's really... Yeah, the number one I'm producing so much tea, it's ridiculous. Now, let's check something else. Wine has a base price of 47. versus tea, which has a base price of 25. Let's see if Pops will start drinking more tea because it's cheaper than the wine. I turned Beijing into a giant winery. Yeah, it's producing grain too, which I am making use of, but into a giant winery because I had so much demand. Oh, thank God. I had so much demand for luxury drinks. But I also wanted those wineries to support cheap grain prices. But now I don't need that as much anymore because I've got, like, the economy has changed. So I'd rather just have people drink tea or anything that's better. Okay, electrical stuff. All right, we're going to put it on sewing machines first, and then let's see what that does to my demand for electricity. That raised demand for electricity up a bit. Okay. You know what? I think I'm going to have to build another power plant. So we're just going to go ahead and queue that up. Yeah, let's queue that up. We're definitely going to need some railroads. We're going to put those railroads at the beginning of the queue so that they'll be finished in time for those power plants to be done. Yeah. Now, there's also the automatic power looms function, but that would put a lot of people out of work, so we're not going to do that right at this moment. We are also going to swap to brine electrolysis to improve. That's going to kind of screw with my fertilizer production and output, but you'll notice I'm running kind of a weak sauce artificial fertilizer. So we're going to bump that up in order to keep fertilizers going. Thank you, Pan National. All right, let's check my... Yeah, that's what I thought. There's... Let me go with my trades. I might need to export some explosives. Yeah, let's export some explosives. There's plenty of demand for explosives abroad, so I got no problem doing that. Especially now that I actually have the convoys. Yeah, we'll let that happen, and maybe I should export... Yeah, let's export some fertilizer, too. Wait a minute, hold on. Before I get too carried away with that. Okay, no, my livestock ranches are already producing tons of fertilizer. Right. Rye farms. Oh, yeah, let's put you on liquor. It's time to move you to liquor. Now, as the price of electricity comes down, these chemical plants should... Yeah. They'll be okay. I'm not super worried about them right now. Maximum fun's going to be these railways. Electric railways. It's going to be 5 years before I can get them done. But that's going to help me do a bunch of stuff. But it's also going to raise the demand for electricity. Oh, good lord. I got another 1 million unemployed people here. Newly formed parties. Okay, what do I want to build here? Well, let's build tooling workshops, because that doesn't ever get old. And then we're going to build something that doesn't require too much wood. Chemical plants? No. Textile mills are they're as hard going as they can right now. Yeah, I'm starting to be really restricted on what I can build. Those tooling workshops are going to probably chew up all the wood I've got remaining, which means if I build those paper mills, they're going to be killing each other. So we're going to build some food industries here. Now, I'm running kind of inefficient food industries. Let me show you what's going on with my food industries. You'll notice that I'm running the weak production, because if I use pot stills, I won't have the sugar to run them, and there'll be so much liquor on the market that I'll crash the industry. I'm just using jars because I don't want to pay. It looks like it would be more profitable, but actually, this would also crash the market and would raise the demand for iron to unacceptable levels. And I could use sweeteners, but I don't have enough sugar production to cover it, and there's not enough to import. So I'm basically, my food industry, it's not producing, it's producing jars of baby food and baking bread at the grocery store. But that's it. It's not like a big canned food industry. It's not making TV dinners. It's a low end thing. We're just turning cheap grain into groceries, which are a more of a luxury food item. Oh god, did I actually set the here, speed, go faster. If we take a look at our pricing scheme here, I say that my cheap grain prices, I'm sitting at roughly base price. I am, of course, the world's #1 producer. As this is going, the economics of this will change at a certain point, but I'm not worried about that. I've seen an economy can survive with grain prices much higher than that. So to me, base price on grain is a fairly cheap price, and it will help those food industries be really successful. And I do love food industries being successful. In fact, let me show you why. If you've looked at some of my content, you know that I've done like different things with agriculture. But I want to sort of show why groceries are good. Groceries can meet both basic and luxury food needs. Now, groceries, when used to meet basic food needs, count as 1.5 units of grain, but they can also meet luxury food needs. Why is that important? Well, that means at certain economic price points, the poor will just buy groceries because it's cheaper and easier than buying their own grain. It's kind of hard to reach those price points, but it's well worth it. And wait, what is going U.S.? Hold on. I've been talking. I'm not even paying attention to this. Yeah, no, we're not. I'm not letting you attack China or Korea. No. What are you doing, U.S.? Stop. What do they think they're doing? This is all right. Mobilize all generals. Activate conscripts. Now, the United States has 211 troops. What should I do? Well, I'm going to activate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11. Okay. You think that's enough troops to activate? Yeah, let's do that. I don't know why the U.S. I'm going to mobilize everything. Go ahead, U.S. Go ahead and try to land here. Now, the U.S. probably does have better military technology than me. But what the U.S. doesn't... Yeah, you're worried, U.S. Oh, yeah, look at that. And you have more turmoil than me. What are you thinking? You know what we're going to do? I'm going to add a war goal. I'm going to add force recognition, and I'm going to make that a primary war goal. This might be my chance to win recognition. And I'm going to add open market as a goal. Oh, it won't let me. Who can I sway to my side? Russia! Oh, I don't have enough maneuvers. Never mind. Yeah. You know what? Fine. It's a primary war goal. Now you're going to have to pay reparations, and you're going to have to recognize me. I didn't think I wasn't even going to try to get recognized, and the U.S. is going to provide the means to an end. Oh, an election. Industrialists and the literati. What are my other choices? Oh, yeah. No, that's the government I want, because that's going to let me... No, you're not going to let me do all the things that I want to do, are you? Mass conscription. What do I want to do? We're going to see if I can get mass conscription passed through my legislature while I'm... Yep. You know what we're going to do also? While we're doing that, we're going to boost military wages to make them army happier and to make... Alright. Well, come on, U.S. This is what you wanted, right? You wanted to go to war with me? You know what? You know what? This isn't even costing me a lot of money. I'm just going to mobilize another 400 battalions. Is it a nice thing to do? No, but that's not what's important. What's important is that the United States is going to learn the true meaning of loss here. Ugh. Why did you do this, U.S.? Why? The United States is broken out. All right. I hate to quote the TV show Archer, but now they've chosen to reap the berry for this one. Oh, isn't that nice? We have a national anthem. It's going to be even nicer when they try to land troops and I dogpile them with like 400 battalions at wherever they land. Yeah, go ahead and raid my convoys too, numbnuts. Ugh. Well, oh, my queue is almost done. Tooling workshops in that state. Yeah, it's sucking up all the unemployed people. Here, let me look around for some unemployed. Okay, I got a bunch of unemployed here in Gansu. You know what? We're gonna add some livestock ranches to that. Then we're gonna add, oh dear, arms industry, steel, munitions, motors. You know what? We're just gonna build that art academy up, and then we're gonna add some rails. I was talking to someone on the Paradox forum the other day. And they were talking about how their significant other got into playing to Victoria only because they could build railroads. And I was like, are you kidding? And they're like, yeah. And then they got to see the rails on the map, and they were even more engaged with gameplay. And I'm like, really? I think that's the most tedious part, is building railroads and infrastructure. But okay, whatever works for you and your relationship. You guys have a fun, romantic date building railroads. Would never have guessed that somebody would have found that romantic in their relationship. But you know what? Takes all folks, I suppose. I'm not going to kink shame anybody. All right, U.S., you wanted this. Come on. Germany, what are you doing? Oh, I didn't even tell anyone this because it's not relevant, but Germany was formed by Austria, and they formed Greater Germany. They just left out like a couple of little German states. Good job, the AI. People complain that the AI is terrible in this game. And I'll be the first to admit that the AI does not always make bright decisions. But you know what? Full credit to the AI. It does get things right sometimes. I mean, Greater Germany is Austria. Like, that doesn't happen by accident. That takes real effort. Oh, Ironclad's unlocked. Yay! Oh, I'm so happy because you know what I can do now? You know what I can do? Well, that's actually not what I wanted to do. We're going to swap to industrial ports because inventing the ironclad means I can make steamships. And that is going to make my ports much more effective. Oh, I have so many more convoys now. What am I? Oh, I'm running out of clippers. Who needs clippers? Oh, fishing wharfs. Right. I got to make those better too. Sorry. No, I promise I'm really good at playing this game. I just totally didn't forget to do that. Just pretend that I didn't do that. All right. What? Oh, that's fishing wharves, and they're in my yeah. Those countries are in my stupid customs union, so they don't know how to use those. They can go import. You know what? I will import clippers just for Korea and the Vietnamese. There. Aren't I a nice overlord? There. I'm importing clippers so that their stupid little ports will function properly. Alright. Well, US, you wanna come try and land here? You started a land war in Asia. What were you thinking? You fell prey to one of the classic mistakes. You started a land war in Asia. I'm actually not sure. I don't know if the AI fully understands that I have 3,600 battalions that I could uh, conscript. Oh, good, I can make synthetics. Although I don't need synthetics, I make my own dye. But I don't think the AI understands that, like, I could mobilize 3,600 battalions. Like, I haven't even, like, if I go to the conscription screen, like, I could still activate hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of battalions. I haven't even activated half. But it's like the AI was, like, surprised. Like, oh, wait, China activated 600 battalions? Why did they do that? Well, what did you think I was going to do? You're threatening one of my vassals. All right, let's take a look at unemployment. Oh, good lord. Southern Manchuria, you need help. And the help you're going to get is... here. How do I make this better? Do I want steel? Let's make motor industries here. Good idea. That's right. Counterfactual. And you know what? Just because I'm feeling like being a boss here, we're gonna build some more power plants in Manchuria. There we go. Oh no, I've got a budget deficit of 300,000 a week. What will I ever do? Oh no. Good job, investment pool. Keep building stuff. Native uprising in Congo. The U.S. is... Good lord, U.S., what are you doing? They are facing a... Where is this? Dahomey. Oh, they've been messing around in Africa. Well, you're going to pay me... You know what? How about this, U.S.? You don't have to pay reparations. You can just grant me recognition. Oh, we got a landing. That's a big landing. Yeah, I can't send any troops there. So one of the things that makes me sad is I can't reinforce anything until they actually have. So they're going to probably lose this fight. Then I'll have to surround them with 30,000 battalions and fight them out. Who's leading them? Irving Go... I don't even know who... Yeah, he's a supply requisition expert. Alright, Koreans. You did your best, Korea, but yeah. It's alright. I ain't mad at you. I ain't got nothing but love for you, Koreans. Just do your thing. That's a deep cut. Nobody's going to recognize that reference. Alright. There we go. It's going to take them a month to get over there, and then we will cut them off. I ain't mad at you. I'm actually enacting... It may not be clear, but I'm enacting mass conscription so I can actually put people into the army on active... Wait. The Koreans pushed them off? Come on, U.S. Really? Now, that may have been because their leader died or something, but, like, I didn't even have time to get over there. What are you doing, U.S.? Come on. Ugh. Anyway, I want a mass conscription so that I can have lots of conscriptable battalions, but I want to be able to put some of these unemployed people into the active duty military. What do we got here? Oh, well. Do I have a North China general? Okay, all those guys are from South China. I need to recruit a general. Oh, I don't have anything. Okay, well. Here. All of you go there. They think they're going to steal Beijing out from under me, but they are so wrong they don't know what's going to hit them. I prefer not to have devastation in my states, but whatever. Okay, even I should be able to win at those odds. Dissenters break ranks. Do I want to loosen the purse strings? Splitters. You know what we're going to do? We're going to add one more to that front. Just because we can. But what we're also going to do is we're going to recruit another general. And we're going to promote him all the way up. And we're going to leave him on reserve in case there's another landing somewhere. Any day. Am I going to really lose this battle? Ooh. Oh, yeah. That's going to suck. Aw, come on. You have got to be kidding me. That's what I get for not swapping over to trench infantry when I had the chance to research it. I really don't want them to take Beijing. Who is this? Which general is losing here? Yuan. General Yuan. Okay. So when this battle's over, I'm going to retire, put him back on standby, and let the other generals initiate another battle. I'm going to rotate him out. Standby. Okay. Surely now we outnumber them more than 3-1. Well, maybe not quite. Ugh, why are you are terrible. Oh good. That's gonna be bad. I need to queue some constructions up. My terrible, stupid army. Who has unemployment? Whoa, that's a ton of unemployment here. I don't really normally like synthetic plants, but best we can. Okay, you know what? I'm going to boost that factory so that it's going to at least get the maximum throughput bonus. Last work paper mill. Textiles. Let's make some textiles. Sure, it doesn't make any sense to do that, but that's what we're going to do. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to win this one. I can't believe... Well, down to 60K. I've got 140... I don't know. Let's take a look. How many total... Okay, hold on. What's the offer that they're making me? No, I'm not accepting that deal. Go ahead and sink convoys. I don't care. Okay, he's... Power projection of that. That's loss of control. Journalistic freedom. Okay. See, let's take this one to the mat. Come on. Grind. Okay, we might be able to win this one. It probably won't happen. Sure would like to inflict enough casualties on their army that they want to get out, but... Wait, hold on. Who is in revolution? Ugh. Stupid rural folk. Why are they unhappy? Okay. Okay, his troops are fully recovered, so we're going to drop them in. And when this battle is over... Who is this general? This is Gao Zhang. Okay, when the battle is over, I'm going to pull him out. Let his troops rest. Okay, the U.S. has 376 regiments in the area. I keep calling them regiments. I am so sorry. I mean battalions. Any day. Alright. You go to standby. Okay. Which means we'll put also you. Put General Liu there as well. So I've got 2 batches of armies sitting in reserve. Opposition members before. Yes. I won't acquiesce. I don't care what the demands are. I want. Alright. Another battle where we outnumber them almost 2-to-1 and you're bad. You're not good at your job. Dug in. Okay, he's actually doing the best he can under the circumstances. I can't believe my war support is dropping. Fine, I accept this peace deal. If I don't, you're going to capitulate me anyway. That's very irritating. Alright, so once we're done with electric railways, I guess I do need to research stupid trench works. And I could also use better artillery, but for some reason, yeah, we never even invented breech-loading artillery. Good job, guys. We're going to invent repeaters, which will be fine, but nobody cares about that. It's just a production method. I don't care about what... That doesn't have any impact on anything else. Alright, synthetic plants. Okay, they're actually profitable. I wish they wouldn't be. We produce plenty of dye from plantations, but whatever. Look for unemployed. Okay, there's a bunch of unemployed people still here in Gansu, so we're gonna clean that up. Okay, some of these places just have a tiny bit of unemployment, Actually, you know what? That's a decent amount of unemployment. Let's fix that. Let's add some railroads to that. Power plants take up a ton of infrastructure, by the way. Not too much unemployment here, but we do have... Oh, why do we have so many unemployed people in Shandong? That is a good question. We need more infrastructure here if I'm going to be doing anything anyway. So let's build infrastructure. Let's build some farms to get those peasants off there anyway. We're going to build some shipyards. Let's see. Let's build some arts academy. Let's build some more textiles because I've got plenty of that stuff. I guess if we're going to build synthetic plants, we'll build some more synthetic plants. Not what I want to do, but what else can I do with my life? Yeah, okay. Construction continuing. Good job, autonomous construction. Oh, you know what, Germany? Thanks for that. I'm glad you're improving relations. Why do I have so much cash on hand? Okay, if I lowered taxes, we're going to lower taxes by a whole thing. We're going to see if I can use that to raise demand, because I can make tons of clothes, and if I can raise demand across the board, that might actually help. Portugal, go ahead and damage relations, Portugal. Pop needs. I'm already the #1 producer of this by like a huge margin. I can export now. Let's do some exports. my convoys so bad? What? Why do I have port connections? What is happening? Hold on. Pause. What port connections are they talking about? I don't own anything overseas. The port connections to the U.S.? Here, that is very weird. I'm going to test something. I think it's because I'm going to put a save in, and I think it's because the treaty port in Korea actually counts as a treaty port on me because Korea's technically in my customs union. So I'm going to grant Korea independence. And I'm going to, oh yeah. Yep. That's what it is. Okay. So the treaty port in Korea also counts as a treaty port against me. So we will instead form a defensive pact, and we're not going to have you be a tributary anymore. Yeah, that's, that was terrible. Alright, mass conscription's in play, folks. We're going to wait till the current construction is done, and then we're going to see where we're at in terms of budget. And then I'm going to expand my active duty military. Thought you were clever, huh, United States? I don't think so. And you know what? We're going to end that defensive pact, and we're going to do something else. We're going to instead begin damaging relations. We're going to damage relations with Korea, and eventually I'm going to take Korea and conquer Korea. Yes, that is what I think we will do. And we will steal their lead, and we will steal their wood. Just to prove a point. Like I was saying earlier on the stream, look, lead is a... You're not a significant producer of lead? Ugh. Can I buy some? Yeah, let's buy some lead. Lead is one of the resources that there's very much a limiting factor on. And I bet if I can conquer Korea, I can make way more lead than they can from those mines. And I can help ease my problems. Because I'm so tired of my glassworks saying, we don't have enough lead. Yeah, sure. Have a trade agreement with me. I'll cancel that trade agreement later. In fact, we will expel diplomats right now. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. We'll see if we got enough time on stream to do that. We'll attack Korea and steal their lead, just to prove a point. Just to prove a point. Ugh. Look at this. An investment pool is... It's doing okay. Why are you refusing I don't even know what they're doing politically. Anywhere else. Southern Ennui. No, I don't want to... Oh god, there's 1.4... So many unemployed people there. Okay. Well, let's build more stuff there. I have to build so much stuff. It's amazing. Power plants are one of those things where it's easier to make use of them if you don't use the high PMs, and cheap electricity tends to get used more and more by pops as it gets cheaper, which will help kind of buoy up demand. That's why I like building lots of power plants. Let's see. What about taxes? I still have unrealized taxes. Insufficient tax capacity. Thought I built all this stuff already. Someone in the audience is probably thinking to themselves right now, they're like, you know, you could just not have good health care, but I like having good health care. Just wish I didn't have to expand government offices every 5 seconds. My gross domestic product, I've gone up about 700 million GDP just in the stream today. You know what I'm gonna do though? I think it's time. Even though I still have a deficit in my spending, I'm gonna add some more construction centers. We're gonna see if we can get to 10,000. This will drive up demand for glass and steel and other stuff anyway. Let's see if I can afford it. Get those people to work. Come on, build faster. I also want to see if I can add any more construction sectors, if they will. Really, Langfang? I don't have time for this. Okay, go sort this problem out. Yes, General Yuan, go do that. Yeah, there we go. More construction points. Yeah, look at that. Oh, yeah, look at that. The number of radicals is going way down. This is much more politically healthy than I was at the start of the stream. It's too bad I can't pass all of the laws I want to pass. Like, I'd really like proportional taxation. I at least got mass conscription passed. I can't complain too much. I can't do full universal suffrage, and I can't do multiculturalism, which makes me sad. But what are you gonna do? I can't have everything politically. 8,300 construction points. Look at that. It is increasing demand for glass and steel, but not too much. 8,500. Wonder if I could. Ooh, a porcelain tax. You know, I'm going to add a porcelain tax, and then I'm going to build even more construction sectors. Yeah, we're going to get over 10,000 construction points today. Then it's going to be off the hook. Wait. Did I just see construction sectors with X's on them? Okay, I guess I didn't. Yeah, let's do that. And then when we're done doing that, we're going to add even more steel tools. I won't need any more explosives right now. Railroads. Yes, this is all stuff we should be doing. Motors. Yeah, build some more of these too. Alright, there we go. Oh, look at that. Continuing to expand. If I have to add another consumption tax, I will. It's going to be off the hook. Seriously, Landfang Revolt? Like, why are you even trying? You have 1 battalion total. Sometimes I think rebels should just give up and go away. Yes, I know. The proletariat, we got to put down the communists. Why? Because I don't want them messing with Lan Fang. Lan Fang is my friend. They've been very nice to me within the limited ways that they can be nice, and I'm going to help and pay them back for their niceness. Here, we're going to boot some of these peasants off their land. I know that sounds bad, but I really want them to have better jobs working on rice paddies. And those rice paddies are going to be producing the sugar that I'm going to eventually turn into better food. Look at that. I was right. There were some that were bad. I wonder why. There's that bug again. 19,000 sugar. How much sugar do I make now? $9,000? Popney. Oh, you know what? You know what? We get a little more sugar. I'm going to start. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to start converting some food industries to baking powder. Not all of them. Just some of them. And then when those rice paddies get done being built, we'll see what sugar production looks like then. Yeah, that's about as much sugar as we can handle. What can we import? Let's import some sugar. And we're going to see if we can afford any more food industries using baking powder. Because if I do have excess sugar, I might as well consume that sugar. I mean, I got nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with that at all. It's worth pointing out that also when you have higher end PMs using sugar in those food industries, it will change some of those laborers into like nicer jobs. Alright, we got a standard of living of 13.6. Oh, 9,900. I can get to 10,000. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, let's do that. Ah, there we go. That'll put me over 10 grand in construction points. Why are there so many of these? I don't know how that bug functions, but I know that they will never finish if I don't clear them out. Rice farms in Northern Wing. There we go. Formosa, you have a bunch of stupid industries, but I can't fix that. Because you don't have enough population. Why do you have so many unemployed? Wow, that's way more than I thought. So we're going to fix that. How much infrastructure do they have? They're going to need a lot more infrastructure to do what I want them to do. There we go. And we are continuing on. Yes, I know. Uh-oh, we're starting to reach problems with wood again. Even after those electric sawmills are in place, those wood prices are creeping back up. Still no solution for lead. And there's not going to be a solution for lead short of annexing Korea. And even that will be temporary. Because Korea does have lead mines, if you did not know. They have some, but that will only slake my thirst for lead for a little while. Excuse me, only a little while. Enact protectionism. Sorry, we're not going to enact protectionism. Portugal, why are you being belligerent? Who are you allied to? Oh, you're a protectorate of France, are you? That might be why they feel they can... Interesting. You know what? We're going to damage relations with them. I would like to reclaim that territory from them. All those tooling workshops. Yeah, once those tooling workshops are finished, yeah, I'm probably going to have some small wood shortages. Yep. Oh, look at that. No, there's not enough demand for that. Okay. Interesting. They cannot. That's going to cause some interesting issues. Let's, you know what, though? I have plenty of other things that are being produced right now. Let's take a look at my rural stuff for a second. Okay, we are using hand tools. Good. We are using hand tools. Let's... How can I raise demand for tools? I may have overbuilt that just a bit. Oh yeah, you know what we can do though? Yeah, we'll export some. That'll solve that little problem. Here, let me clear out all of these stupid, unproductive trade routes that I don't need anymore. I do not want to enact elected bureaucrats. People, I do not... Wait, I don't care about that. I don't know why they're puppeting Siam. It's not worth it. I would never puppet Siam. I might annex portions of Siam, but I certainly wouldn't ever puppet Siam. I don't consider puppeting to be an efficient strategy against unrecognized powers. I think it just leads to less efficiency in terms of what those states could do than if they were directly under your rule. Now, if you could do foreign investment in your puppets, I'd be more willing to puppet unrecognized power, so I could just come in and say, hey, we're going to foreign invest a bunch of stuff in your country. But that's not possible, so as far as I'm concerned, it's a waste of time. Alright, what can we build in this? Mission plants, synthetics plants, furniture. Let's build some furniture. That ought to solve. That ought to take out my wood. Yep. We're going to need some more railroads. Even that didn't use up my construction points. Okay. There. Another 100 of those. That's gonna... There we go. Still not using up my construction points. Good Lord. This is the consequence of having tons of construction points. Here we're going to add some more textile mills. We're going to add more steel. We're going to add those just to get them up to the point where they're getting the throughput bonus. Oh, no, 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 no. We're not going to do that. No, sir. No, 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 no. We're going to make a bunch of rice farms. That's what we're going to do. All right. Yes, we're going to add some more rice farms to make more sugar and grain. Yes, that is what is going to happen. Yeah, we got, where are my groceries? Let's export groceries. Oh, and for what it's worth, I do like how sometimes when you pull up the lenses, you get like smiley faces instead of regular stuff. If you were watching just a minute ago, you saw like a bunch of little smiley and sad faces come up, and I just find that hilarious. 1.8 billion. Come on, build everything. And of course, building up all these building all these factories adds a whole bunch of urbanization, which is adding to my urban centers, which will also employ some people. The question is, how do we want to do this? Alright, electric railways, and the steam donkey. Nobody likes steam donkeys. I don't need it. A couple of... Yeah, let's do that. Is it time to change my urban center production methods? If I swap to market stalls... If I go to covered markets... Yeah, let's go to covered markets. That'll free up wood. Yes, it will. And it'll raise the price of glass via high demand, which should... Yeah, it'll make these guys more profitable, even though we don't have the lead to it. So there's just so much demand for glass that it's out of control. But it's going to cut down on my wood use so that I can turn around and make more furniture and more paper. Yeah, let's make some paper mills. Do it make sense? No, it doesn't make sense. Other than the fact that I want to put people to work. You know, I just added a whole bunch of buildings to Shandong. I don't have enough infrastructure. I better queue some more infrastructure for that. Yeah. Okay. What do I have? Now, what is going to happen is once the price of paper drops past a certain point from all the new paper mills, that'll make adding art academies even better. Yes, let's add more art academies. Oh, you know what? If I just added... I'm an idiot. I need to swap railways to electric trains. Now, let's check my... Yeah. There we go. Now, let's check Shaanxi. Do I actually need? No, I don't need any more. No, we can turn those off. We won't need... Do we need in Shandong? No. I can cut back on all the ones that I queued up. Excellent. And as soon as these power plants finish construction, there'll be plenty of demand for the product that they are selling. Yeah. Because we're 13% over the price of that. Yeah, let's do that. Hardwood. Oh dear. Is there any more hardwood that I can buy? There actually is. Let's add more hardwood. Repeaters. I don't really care about that tech, but we might as well implement... Wait. Oh, it's spreading. It has not spread yet. I'm sorry. Look at that. Look at all of that. Rice farm. Okay, that's fruit, that's sugar. Let's take a look at my sugar. And yeah, this add some more baking powder. Clippers on the... I don't care about clippers. Alright, 3,000 more sugar. 6,000 more sugar. Okay. Yeah, that's about as far as I want to go with that right at this moment. Now, with any luck, oh, good lord, I make so many groceries. This is off the hook. It's crazy. What I really want, though, are people to buy those groceries. That's what I really want. But you'll notice that I'm starting to run out of things. Oh, good. Wow, I have so many unemployed people in Beijing. Well, let's fix that. And I bet I have plenty of spare infrastructure. I do. So we're going to add a bunch of factories. There. But I really want groceries to be so cheap that people can buy, even the poorest of the poor can buy them. I suspect they're not quite that cheap. Let's take a look. Who's buying? Pop needs. Oh no, we have laborers and... Okay, no, we have even some of the people, even some of the poor people in my country. Laborers are buying... Yeah, okay. That's good. That means laborers are either... That means... Yeah. Okay, let me explain. Laborers are one of the worst non-peasant jobs in the game. But if I have laborers buying 47,000 groceries a week, that means the price of groceries are low enough that either laborers have a high enough standard of living to buy it as a luxury food item and they can afford it as a luxury food item, or they're using it as a replacement luxury food item or as a replacement for basic grain, because the price of grain makes it not as useful. Yeah, because grain is sitting at 19 pounds per unit. Groceries are sitting at 26, but each unit of groceries will satisfy 1.5 units of grain demand for basic food needs. So yeah, groceries are now cheap enough that even the poor will use them for basic food stuff. Oh dear, we've gone into debt. Whatever will I do? Well, the answer is I'm just going to keep building stuff. 1.59 million people unemployed? Are you kidding me? I don't understand why there's so many unemployed people here. Should I accidentally build a bunch of farms and not give them other jobs? Possible, I suppose. Okay. Now, the question is, what do we do now? So we're going to make some steel. And we're going to make... we'll make some power plants. And we're going to make some art here. And that ought to soak up some of that unemployment. Now, art academies tend to be fairly profitable. But what's nice about art academies is that they tend to provide nice middle-class jobs that have a nice high standard of living. So even though 287 levels of art academies will only employ 287,000 people, that 287,000 people include 243,000 academics that have a standard of living of 28. So I'm more than happy to do that. And I'm using traditional patronage right now. You know what I should do? Should I swap to bourgeois patronage? Yeah, I'm under laissez-faire. I should swap to bourgeois patronage because that'll contribute more to the investment pool. I left them with traditional patronage under agrarianism because that means the art academies employ aristocrats, and those aristocrats will contribute to the investment pool. But we're under laissez-faire now, so I'd rather have capitalists. Let's take a look. How are these academics doing? Well, they buy groceries, they buy services, they buy porcelain, luxury furniture, and tons of opium. Is there even any opium that I can import at this point? I'm going to try again. Oh, we actually have some. It's a drop in the bucket compared to my demand, but... yeah, because there's a demand of 44,000 opium, but... for those who don't know, opium, or Han pops, cultured pops, will obsess over opium, so they will demand opium even when it's not, like, the most cost-effective thing. Let's take a look. Alright, well... as you can see, I'm reaching a point where there's just not a whole lot of expanding of resources or economy that I can do. I've been shuffling PMs around to try and make things better. But at the end of the day, even as my construction continues, I have an investment pool that simply won't be spent. I've got 10,000 construction points being used. And I can just build and build and build and build, but there's nothing that will let me expand my resources. I've stripped my available resources, or the resources that are available to me in terms of wood and lead. And were I to continue this, you might eventually even see me start running out of things like iron and coal. Even sulfur, which is, like, I still have plenty of sulfur. I want you to look at the demand. Like, my buying of sulfur is, like, significantly higher. It's just that the kinds of things that I make with sulfur are in such demand that the price isn't a problem. So this is what we're talking about with late game economics. I'd like to continue further, but we're running out of time tonight. I'm glad that you joined me, those of you who were in the chat earlier. I hope you had fun. Later on this week, I intend to do another video related to something counterfactual. I'm not sure exactly how that script is going yet, but hopefully by Friday we'll see another video posted up on my channel. If you liked what you saw here, go ahead and like and sub. And I hope to be here next Monday to do the same thing. I'm going to try and stream regularly on Monday evenings here on YouTube. I did some streaming on Twitch, but I think I like streaming on YouTube better. Maybe it's because I like OBS's interface with it. I'm not sure. But I hope everyone who views this video will have a pleasant day, and I will see you later.